Hey there, marketers. You're listening to the Son of a Pitch podcast, where modern marketing strategy is broken down into clear, practical ideas you can actually use. I'm your host, Kenneth Spreesley. Today, we're continuing our series on associations, and we're getting more specific. We're talking about the 5 membership growth levers every association should be paying attention to, and where many organizations unintentionally focus too narrowly. This episode is brought to you by Pitch Cloud, the creative studio helping organizations communicate with clarity through strategy, video, and design. You can learn more at pitchcloudmanagement.com. Let's get into it. A lot of associations are working hard to grow membership. Campaigns are running, emails are going out, events are being promoted, and yet growth still feels inconsistent. Part of the challenge is where attention is focused. Many organizations concentrate heavily on acquisition, getting new members in the door. But membership growth isn't driven by one factor. It's influenced by multiple moving parts working together. When one of those parts is overlooked, growth slows, even if everything else is working. Instead of thinking about membership as a single metric, it's more useful to think of it in terms of levers. Levers are the underlying factors that influence outcomes. When you adjust a lever, the result changes. When you ignore a lever, performance becomes harder to predict. For associations, there are 5 key levers that tend to shape membership growth over time. Not every organization struggles with the same one, but most organizations are under-optimizing at least one of them. The first lever is awareness. People can't join what they don't know exists. This seems obvious, but awareness isn't just about visibility. It's about being visible to the right people. If your message isn't reaching professionals at the right stage of their career or in the right context, growth will feel limited. Awareness isn't just about more reach. It's about more relevant reach. The second lever is clarity. Once someone becomes aware of your organization, the next question is simple. Why should I join? If the answer isn't immediate, hesitation begins. Not because the value doesn't exist, but because it's not clearly communicated. Clarity shortens the distance between interest and action. Without it, people delay. The third lever is conversion. This is where interest turns into membership. Sometimes the barrier here is process, complicated forms, unclear steps, or friction in the experience. Other times it's timing or confidence. Even small amounts of friction can interrupt momentum, and when momentum is lost, conversion drops. The fourth lever is what happens right after someone joins. The early experience shapes perception quickly. If new members feel welcomed, understand how to engage, and see immediate relevance, they're more likely to stay. If not, disengagement can begin early, even if they don't cancel right away. The fifth lever is retention. Membership growth isn't just about new members. It's about how many members stay. When retention is strong, growth compounds. When retention is weak, organizations are constantly replacing members instead of building momentum. Retention reflects the long-term value of the experience. What's important to understand is that these levers are connected. Improving one can influence the others, but ignoring one can limit the entire system. Growth becomes more predictable when associations pay attention to all 5 levers, not just one. If there's one idea to leave with today, it's this. Membership growth isn't driven by a single strategy. It's shaped by a system, and systems perform best when all parts are understood. That wraps up today's episode of Son of a Pitch. If this episode gave you a clear way to think about membership growth, share it with someone working inside an association or membership organization. Next week, we're exploring a different question: why most associations are marketing to the wrong audience. For more strategy and creative support, visit pitchcloudmanagement.com. We'll see you next week.